Welcome back. So, I hope you had a fantastic week. I know this is a week that is it's very empowering and it starts to create a shift. So, by now, you've discovered who you are, what your values are, um, what your needs are, what the needs are of the people around you. You should have a good idea of what kind of self talk you're using on a regular basis and a good idea of what kind of boundaries you want to put in place with yourself and others. So, this is like an empowering week because this is when it all starts to come together. So, this is when I bring out the I am. So, I had mentioned before earlier in the earlier episodes, and I got my little stick person thing, but in the earlier episodes about the I am intentions, actions, manifestations, by now you should be able to see that when you were living in a world unintentionally, just, well, I wake up each day and my life just happens. When you live that way, your belief system is creating your reality. And once you start to understand your belief system, how you've been talking to yourself, the choices that you're making on this autopilot, you start to realize, oh my gosh, like I've been contributing to this mess. We don't have time for shame. We don't have time to sit and unpack how you feel about the choices that you made in the past. No, no. You just have to become aware of, like, okay, these are the choices that I made. You know, when I had like gotten my body to exactly where I wanted it to be and I was feeling my best and I hit a relationship issue that just taught me something I didn't want to know and I didn't want to learn and I didn't want to accept, and I kept butting my head up against it. And once it finally became undeniable truth, like you cannot deny this anymore. Like you're becoming ridiculous to the point for you to actually believe this is becoming so harmful to your own well-being that you have to just let go of the idea that this has ever been a real thing. Boom. It was like this great epiphany, but this, I just wanted to numb it out. I just wanted to numb it out. And I numbed it out with, I'm not kidding, like 3.5 weeks every single day, cherry pie, ice cream on top, side of bacon, and a pot of coffee. Swear to God. So, okay, that caught up with me after a while, and like right around then I turned 50, and then all of a sudden, like menopause. So, like, this is like, oh, not only did you gain weight back, but now you can't, now it's even harder to lose. Not that you can't lose it, but it's harder to lose. So, it's like, I'm right back where I started, and now it's worse. But I just, you know what? That's the consequences for my choices, right? Like, this is life, people. So now I have the opportunity, right? Just like other people who like fall back into addictions, whether it's alcohol, drugs, smoking, whatever. Oh, there's like an orb. Okay, so like anything like that, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back with a consequence. Like at the time, it's like, oh, this is fantastic. It's numbing out the pain. I don't have to think about it, or this is. But eventually, it catches up with you, and then you get to a point where you have to face it. So when you face it, it's like take note of it. Okay, what does that mean? What's the lesson that I learned there? And this is where the journal really helps. Like, especially if you're not a journal kind of person, when you start doing this, you're like, oh my gosh, like, why haven't I been doing this? This is so simple. I just need to write this down. The thing is, do you trust the people around you that may find it and read it? So make sure that you have it secured in a safe place, or you keep it with you, and it's one of those things, or you keep it in your car or something. Um, but you do that for yourself. It's something that you do for yourself. And then when you're done with it, you can burn it, get rid of it. You don't have to keep it. It's not like, you have to keep it. Some people, they want to keep it. And the people that I do know that have kept it are like, I stepped away for about 8 months and I came back and I was reading my journal and it reminded me of all this stuff. And now, like, can we go through it again? Like, can we go through this bond program thing? Like, and some people, like, just what I'm doing with these videos that are free and available to anyone in the public. Um, you could do these videos and that might just be enough. And for past clients, it has been enough where they're like, oh, I just watched the free videos and then, it's a reminder because they've already been through the program, so it's already so. If you're interested in the program, just let me know by leaving a comment below, and or you can message me. The information is below. But if you're not interested, that's okay. These might be enough for you, so it's fine. It's free information. Take it. Anywho, so by now you should be really aware of like who you are, like not who you've been, not who people say you are, but like who are you to the core of your being. And you have the opportunity to manifest what you want. You have the opportunity to manifest what you want because every choice from here to here, every choice has a new intention. Your intention, excuse me, allergy season. Okay, your intention has to match the actions that you take. And when your actions match your intentions, you're going to manifest what you want. So if your self-talk is all fear-based, shame, guilt, blame, blah, 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 here's where you are, here's where you want to be, this is where you want to be. You want to be over here where all your needs are met, you have values, confidence, goals. You could see my lighting. So I told you guys, it's good lighting. In the center is the leap of faith. You need to take that leap of faith. And you can't take that leap of faith unless you trust yourself. And you cannot trust yourself unless you already know who I am before the leap. Who I am are all the things that are over there, but they're not in my life. So all you have to do is take that leap of faith to get from here to there. You have to trust it and pull the plug and just jump. And when you do, and you, whatever it is, go back to school, sign up for whatever, leave that person, marry that person, have the baby, don't have, decide not to have children, whatever the choice is that is going to bring you the action to match what your intentions are and bring you what you need, your basic needs, standing within your values, like making choices that are aligned with who you are as a human, who you are to the core of your being, with confidence, and meeting your goals because you're taking that leap of faith, because you're taking that jump. You're willing to make the sacrifices you need to make to get the things that you need to get, which means I haven't had pie in I haven't had pie since I left Pennsylvania in November. Is that true? Yes, that's true. I haven't had pie since I left, December, sorry. When I left Pennsylvania in December. So I haven't had pie since then. Then ice cream I haven't had too much of. So now I'm doing a total detox and trying to get back on my plan because I got a list, and here's how this is how the subconscious, like this is how it is, guys. Like, this is human beings and how we do this to ourselves. So I got this list from the doctor of all these things that I need to stay away from because they uncovered a heart condition that I have my whole life, and it has nothing to do with age or diet or anything like that, or having a whatever. People are so funny. I was born with it. I've had it my whole life. Didn't know it though. This is something that you don't develop. It's something that you're born with. So, okay, didn't know that. So there's a list of all these things I should stay away from. And I was so frustrated because I was over here doubting my blessings, and one after another, things that I didn't want to know were true. I was starting to face some serious truths that I did not want to be true. I didn't want them to be true, even though they were true and I had no choice, but it was delusional to not see the truth at this point. It's like, okay, come on, couldn't be any more clearer here. So when it got to that point, Like I'm literally hanging off the cliff now. I'm no longer like I'm like hanging on the cliff instead of just jumping, taking the leap of faith. So, by denying myself the truth, the pain of, by denying myself the pain of recognizing the truth, I prolonged my pain. Okay. So this is why I teach this, so that people don't do this to themselves. And I know I'm not the only one. And I know I'm not a hypocrite. And I'm not oh, who is she to speak on that? Look at her. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. Duh, thank you. So, yay, you got the point. So, I know, because when you're in that and you're in the middle of that, you can't see the solution. Once you find the solution and you see other people headed into that problem, you want to say, hey, yo, been there, done that. Just take a detour. Don't go there. And then if they choose to go down that road, I didn't tell you so, but I warned you. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And I know that's an easy one. So for today, what I want you to do is go back and do your IM. Go back to the beginning, week 1, when you originally did, you know, what it is, who you are. Go back and look at who you are. This is the week where you want to break it down. Here's where we're going to start to break it down. Go back to week 1. Who are you? Make a list. Then go back to your current journal and write, okay, this, and that. You know what? No, that's not true. I thought that 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. I don't believe that's true today. No, don't put that on your list. Who are you? Who you should already start to see some differences. You may be like, yeah, you know what? I'm very like reserved and I don't really defend myself. I stood up for myself at that board meeting. I was the only woman in that room and I defended myself. And not only did I defend myself, but the one guy actually patted me on the back and another guy stopped me and said, I'm glad you said something. Like, I got reassurance from other people that yes, you're right and you did the right thing. So you may not be the same person as when we started this program. So go back to your journal, then go to week 2. What did you find out there? Go to week 3. Go to week. Now, do those boundaries make sense? Do those, like from last week, do those boundaries make sense? You might have to fine tune those a little bit, because here's the thing, the boundaries are the rules of engagement. Okay? So if you want to be in a relationship and you want to build trust with me and we're walking in public and there's, a group of teenage girls, are you at 50 years old going to gawk at them? Or are you going to recognize they're the same age as your daughters, if you have any, and if you've never had children, they would be. I'm not going to trust that if you don't have the opportunity to be with someone younger, you're not going to just ditch me. Then you're not on the list. I am not signing up for future hurt. If you're the kind of person that we're walking in public and a group of teenage girls are walking past, you ask me a question so that you and I have contact as we walk past them. I know that you are respecting me enough to know that if you were tempted, you're removing the temptation away from you, not to insult me or to break that trust. The trust with me is more important than a 30-second glance at some little girl's ass, right? Like the trust that you have with me means far more than the girl who's, serving you wings at Hooters, right? Like that, you value the trust and the bond that we have more than 30 seconds of eye candy that could potentially harm our relationship ongoing. Some stranger you're never going to meet again. You're never going to see them again. That temptation is so much greater than trust with your partner. Why would I sign up? Why would I sign up for that? Single by choice. And I'll tell you, there are some really nice gentlemen men out there that know how to be in the presence of a woman that they respect. So it's not impossible, and it is very possible. I've met quite a few men that are very kind and respectful and actually showed me the difference. So I know it exists, right? So so I say that with experience, not with wishful thinking. They are out there, ladies. Keep looking. And men, if you're not that man and you can't understand why it's not working out for you, every woman that you date has these standards and they're all jealous and they're all this and they're all that. Take a self-evaluation. If I'm, and I've done this. This is fun. Um, when a guy does act inappropriate, in public or even whatever, making comments of some, little girl on TV that's old enough to be their daughter, and it's like, really? Like, that's so gross. Um, like, I could never imagine, like, talking that way about some little boy. Like, even like Justin Bieber, I'm like, you know, not that I find him attractive, I'm just saying, like, I would never be like, oh my God, look at the abs on him. Like, he's a little boy. He's like, that's so gross to me. So, but I have done that where it's like, oh, really? You find that attractive? Okay. And, then just speaking my mind of like, oh my God, look at that guy. Look at how great he is, but look at the arms on him. And he's got some nice pecs. Look at him. Like, look, he has no gut. Oh my gosh, he looks great. He's got to be like in his 60s. I do the same thing, right? Doesn't feel good. It's hard to trust a woman who's behaving that way. Why would you trust that she's not going to ditch you if some guy with a jet airplane and yes, I got a tattoo from actually a 2-year-old. Yeah, yeah. And an ice cream social. So, why would you trust some woman who acts that way, thinking, if some guy comes along who's like rolling in dough and has a nice physique, she's not going to leave me in a heartbeat. How could you possibly? But when she's respectful and honors the relationship and doesn't make comments like that and doesn't stare at men like that and compare you to men like that, and that you have no reason to be jealous. Of course, you wouldn't be jealous because you have no reason. She is not giving you a reason to behave jealously. Now, if you're one of those person that no matter what happens, everything is a problem and you're jealous of every little thing that comes up, then that is clearly a spiritual um, stronghold. I don't know how else to say it because some people would just laugh it off, but it's actual it's a demonic attack on that person spiritually, and it also is meant to destroy. So if you don't look into it and you don't do the work and you don't cleanse that, because it could start with legitimate concerns, a person beats you down into believing that you're insane for even suggesting anything, and in the meantime, they are totally cheating behind your back with everything that moves and telling you you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, and you're like, okay, okay, I'm not going to be jealous. I'm going to behave. I'm going to be really good and not be jealous. And they're completely doing behind your back. Then you start to become jealous of other things around you because that jealousy has to come out somewhere. So then it starts to attack other people who aren't doing anything wrong, but it comes out because this jealousy that's in there that is suppressed because you're not allowed to be jealous of things that are happening basically right in front of your face, but you're not allowed to be jealous. It comes out in other areas. Okay, so we can't get away from it. If you don't do the work, you're going to harm people that are innocent around you because you don't know where it's coming from, and there might be a legitimate place. So look, when you look at these different things, just ask yourself, what is my role and what am I? Oh, and this is my Illinois hat. Okay, here's an example of like I just don't tolerate people. So as I've been traveling around the country, and people are like, so where are you from? And I say, Illinois. You're either ill or annoyed. And I found myself back in Illinois, and I noticed that a lot of the things that I was appreciating about other states, we have that right here in Illinois. I love Illinois. Illinois is beautiful. It is one of the best kept secrets. We've got the greatest downtown metropolitan area in the country. And then we have woods and we have streams and we have farms and we have hills and we have like lakes and we have so much to offer. But the politics and the corruption and the evil, there's a lot of dark, dark energy in Illinois. So, yes, you're either ill or you're annoyed. And so, somebody asked the other, a couple of weeks ago, somebody said to me, they looked at my hat and said, "You must be really sick in the head because I'm part of the corruption and I know that nobody loves Illinois. You must be sick in the head to love Illinois because I'm part of the corruption." That's what he said. "You must be sick in the head to love Illinois because I'm part of the corruption and nobody loves Illinois." Okay, my point exactly. Illinois needs love because people like that. Like, yeah, yeah, because anything good is tainted to be ugly and ruined so that the select few know the true beauty of it and the value of it while everyone else hates it and doesn't like it because you want to keep it a best kept secret. And so I just was like, you know, this is my new favorite hat. I love Illinois. I love, well, and my response to that was, well, I love what did I say? Love thy enemies. That's what I said. I said, I believe in loving your enemies. Therefore, I love Illinois. That was my response. Like, I just have zero tolerance for arrogance and, like, just, I can't even. I can't even. So, it's so over the top with some people. But this is a result of people who don't do their work, who don't see the value in anything outside of themselves, completely narcissistic, completely self-absorbed, and want you to feel less than for them to feel better. And then when it doesn't have any effect on you, they don't know how to even be around you. It's like, no, because I know what you're doing, and so it can't work. If I didn't know what you were doing, you'd be able to do what it is you're trying to do. All right, I'm over 20 minutes. I promised myself I would keep it under 20. I was done at 11 and I kept rambling, so I apologize. Homework for this week. Go back, the I ams. Enjoy your week. I love you. Thank you for believing in the program. Thank you for all the feedback, all of the messages, and the thank you cards and the gifts. I've got a few gifts from a couple of people. I cannot tell you. You have no idea how much you all have contributed to my own healing. So if any content in this program can give you an ounce of what I've received, then it is just that is just more than I could ask for. I am so blessed. I'm so sorry I just rattled the whole camera. I am so blessed that you have all trusted in the program, tried the program, given me the feedback and the beauty of like what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what triggered you, and allowing me to repackage it to deliver it in a more gentle way for some, which taught me something, and how to repackage it in a way that is more conducive to different people who are at different journeys or different parts of the journey. So I love you all. Thank you, and have a great week.